All right, girls, welcome to tonight's team call. I am Corey Mayo, your CEO and founder of Team Living Healthy and Fit. I'm really excited to talk with you guys a little bit about social media and some things that can help you to grow your social media engagement and just help you kind of get a basis on sharing. We all know that we should be sharing regularly. Remember, we talk about being consistent and sharing on our social media, kind of like it's our storefront, right? So we want to make sure that our storefront, our business is always open. We're having conversation. That doesn't mean we're posting like every hour, every 2 hours. That's how it used to be, that you wanted to post often. We don't want to do that anymore, but we do want to make sure that we're posting at least 1 to 2 good engaging posts a day. Okay, so that's really manageable. 1 good post a day. 2, if you can do 1 in the morning and 1 in the evenings, you want to split them up. But being consistent is so important. And then as you get consistent with posting, creating just refining, right? So you've gotten that schedule down, but starting to refine the content that you're putting out there to grow your business. So tonight I have 5 things that we're going to talk about. I do have some notes so that I don't get too far squirreled. The first topic we're going to talk about is images. The second one is wording. The third one is engagement. Number 4, I'm going to share some tools with you that have really helped me and that I use on a very regular basis. And then number 5 is going to be some short little tips that what's working right now on social media. Okay, so just some things that maybe you aren't aware of or maybe you missed that I've shared in the group. And because social media is ever changing, it is constantly evolving. So something that was working actually 2 and 3 months ago is actually getting you shadow banned on Instagram now. So it's not that we should get discouraged or that it's harder. We just have to know that social media is always changing with what people are engaging with and what people want to see. And so the social media platforms are going to go towards what's engaging people because they want to keep people on their social media platforms, right? So we just have to be willing to grow and learn. And sometimes it's a little bit of a learning curve and we might have to step outside of our comfort zone, like using Instagram stories, but that's all a part of the process. Okay, it's a learning process. So we're going to kick off with images. So you really want to brand you. I have not seen any of you using like stock photos from like Beachbody or anything like that, but we really want to make sure that we're not using like program images or Shakeology images, or even, I know that a lot of us like inspirational quotes and things like that. You guys, there's no connection with, once in a great while, it's okay to use like a pre-made inspirational quote. Like if you Google inspirational quotes and it gives you all those different images, once in a while, if you want to use one of those, that's perfectly fine, especially if you're on the go or whatever. But there's no relatability there. There's no connection to you. Okay, so something that I have found, because I used to post those images all the time and they would get a couple likes here and there, but I've actually found that really just creating my own quote and sharing it just plain text, or using one of my own images and putting that quote on there is so much more impactful on my social media than sharing like a stock image. So you just want to be mindful that you're using things that are branding you and that are connecting people to you and your story. You want to make sure that they are clear, good images. Jamie, I know you recently did a photo shoot. I recently did a photo shoot. You don't have to go out and spend a ton of money on a photo shoot, you guys. Yes, it's nice when you can do it, and it's fun to do that and have those images available to play around with and do different things. But you don't have to do a photo shoot. That's the first photo shoot that I've had in over 2 years. Okay? You can use just selfies, and we're going to talk about that a little bit, but you want to make sure that they are clear. So if you're using this camera, make sure you wipe it off every once in a while before you take a picture, because putting it up to your ear and you're touching it with your hands and everything else, that camera gets smudged and then your pictures are not clear at all. okay? If you can use this camera, it's better because it has more pixels, so it's going to be a better image, okay? But you want to make sure that they're clear. You want to make sure that they're well lit. You can get the little ring that I have on my computer right now for like $10 on Amazon. In my basement, I have, and I'll talk a little bit about the tools later, but in the basement, I have, it was like $55 for 2 big lights, like photography lights. It wasn't super expensive, and that's the stands and the light bulbs and everything. But you want to make sure you have good lighting. This is a perfect time of year, right? Because it's light from really like 6:30 a.m. until like 9 p.m. So you have all kinds of beautiful natural light, and really natural light is the best for pictures anyway, okay? You want to make sure that you're changing up your angles, okay? The same selfie every single day of the week gets mundane, and guess what people are going to do? They're just going to scroll right past it. Okay, so you want to change up your angles. Please don't ever. I used to have a girl that would always take her selfies down here, and then it like shows all of this, and you saw up her nose, and it's just not a flattering look. Okay, you want to make sure that your camera is up here so that you have a good angle of your face, but change it up. You know, sometimes you can do them up here. Sometimes you can set your phone up on a tripod that we can talk about here in a few minutes, and set it away from you and set the timer and do maybe you tying your shoes to do your workout. Or maybe it's you prepping your shake or prepping your pre-workout or sitting with your weights. Or maybe you had a struggle in that workout and you're just kind of sitting there like, you know, like thinking on it. Be creative, okay? It doesn't have to take a ton of time, and it doesn't have to be crazy professional and this big photo shoot, but just try to think outside the box and do something a little bit different, okay? Something that I used to do that was really helpful with this is I would take a video of myself doing a certain move, and then I would play the video back, pause it, screenshot the pause, and then you can crop and edit that picture so that way it's a clear picture, because you're not trying to hold this crazy move or something silly with a timer and trying to time that it's going off right and it not be blurry and all that. You can just take the video, do the move, find a good, clean, clear still shot, screenshot it, and use that image, okay? So just kind of be creative and play around with it, okay? The second thing we're going to talk about is wording, okay? This is very important, because this is what brings people into our story, okay? It's very easy to just say, look, I got my workout in today. Great, good for you. That's what people are gonna do. Who cares, okay? That doesn't relate to them at all. People want to talk about themselves and want to connect to your story, okay? So we want to kind of tell a story, okay? We wanna tell them, okay, so you did your workout. Did you struggle during your workout? Did you feel good? Did you push heavier weights? Could you do more reps? Did you take less breaks? Did you have to pee 5 times like I did the other morning? And I was like, did my pre-workout, went pee, changed, went pee, had to stop my video like 4 times and go pee. That's relatable to moms because they know that they have a weak bladder too. So don't be afraid to share those little things that are fun, okay? What did you feel? What was going through your mind? Were you kind of battling yourself? Okay? Or were you feeling really strong and confident and wanting to share how good you're feeling? Okay? So you want to make sure that you're taking them through that story. We want to help bring people into our story and show them where we were, where we are now, and where we are going. Okay, to help bring them in, because there are going to be people that we connect with through this journey who are the person that we used to be, who are the person that we are right now, and who are people who want to go to a similar place that we want to go, and they can see that vision too. Okay, so most of the time you're going to be connecting with people who are 2 steps behind you. So they are who you were a couple months ago, a year ago, whatever, because they see that you've been there and you're going somewhere and they want to go with you. But it doesn't mean that we can't still connect with the people who see us where we were, where we are now, and where we're going, okay? And to share where you're going, that shows such great empowerment and inspiration that you know that you might not be there yet, and they might not be where they want to be yet, but every day we have a choice to take a step forward and work towards that person, right? So connect with them, make it relatable, and share about your story. We need to make sure that we're bridging the gap, okay? I used to be really good about telling the person who I was and where I used to be, and then I would jump to, and now I feel amazing, and I've lost all this weight, and I'm in the best shape I've ever been in, blah, 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 which isn't horrible. But if we just take it one step further, how did we get there? It didn't just happen. It wasn't just like, oh, I snapped my fingers and here I am, this super happy, confident, healthy mom now that's found some balance in her life. Walk them through, take them through that journey. How did you get there? You know, I shared that I did in-home workouts because I don't have a gym near me. I wasn't able to get myself up and moving in the morning, so it was convenient to do it while Keiston was sleeping upstairs. I felt okay if I failed. I didn't have workout clothes to go to a gym and feel confident or even kind of comfortable working out in front of people. And I didn't know what the hell to do at a gym with the equipment anyway. Those are all relatable things, right? That brings somebody into that story and they go, yes, it's me. I don't have time, or I don't have a gym near me, or I don't have workout clothes, so I don't want to go there in my t-shirt and painting shorts, which is, by the way, what I wore when I started to work out because it's embarrassing, right? So bridge the gap, share with them what you have started to do, the steps you have started to take. Sometimes it's nutrition, sometimes it's fitness, sometimes it's personal development. And maybe you share all of them, but you can break down your story in so many different ways to show all those different aspects and how it's helping you to move along in your journey, okay? So making sure that we're bridging the gap, that we may not be where we want to be, but we know where we are going, and sharing with them how we are going to get there, okay? We don't want to use product names, or program names. And I know that we've talked about that before, but that is so important, you guys. And it actually shadow bans you and gets you out of the news feed on Instagram and Facebook. They don't want you selling people, right? Social media is not meant to be as a networking platform or a selling platform. It is meant to network friendships and relationships and connect people, okay? Besides, we aren't Shakeology. We aren't 80-Day Obsession. We are not 21 Day Fix. We are Jamie and Corey and Dawn. We are who we are, and we have our own stories, and we have our own value to give. Do we have success with the products? Yes. Can we help people with those products? Yes. But we want to stand in front of them. Okay, does that make sense? So we want to create that curiosity. My post yesterday, it didn't get what I thought it was going to, but I don't know if you saw it, but I made a post like this yesterday, wearing the same hat, drinking my Shakeology. And I was talking about how my eyes are really bothering me with my allergies. I'm going to take a drink, by the way. And I had my shake in hand because that's a part of my everyday life. Now, I've done a similar post to that before, and people are like, well, what are you drinking? What is that? What's in your cup? That didn't happen yesterday, and it's not always going to happen. That's totally fine. I did get engagement on it. But do you see how, like, I was showing that was a piece of my life, and curiosity, what are you drinking? But I was talking about how my allergies and my eyes were really bothering me, and I wanted to rip my eyeballs out, and that's why I was wearing my glasses. That sort of thing. So you don't always have to, if it's a Shakeology post, it doesn't always have to be, oh, I have this perfect convenient little shake, or look at me drinking my chocolate, or this little thing is perfect for on the go. It doesn't always have to be pitching. That makes sense? It's that little hidden message that it's a piece of your life. It's something that you do consistently and you do every day, but you don't have to always be talking about it. Okay? All right, cool. So just remember curiosity marketing, okay? And to leave that leave the product names and the program names out of your posts. So we're going to move on to engagement. So this is really important because engagement is what helps us to start really connecting with people and growing that relationship and that bond and that trust with people, okay? It is really unlikely that you're going to meet somebody or that you're going to reconnect with somebody and right off the bat they're going to say, yep, I'm all in, let's go, because they don't know. They really don't know what we're offering, okay? So they're going to watch you like a hawk and they're going to follow your story. And they're going to take note on how consistent you are and what you're doing. Is it really working for her? They want to see what it's going to do with you first. And that's okay. So the whole point of engagement is likes are awesome, right? Likes are awesome, but that really doesn't give us any connectivity with people. We want people putting gifts below in the comments or asking a question or responding with something that's going on with them. So asking questions is great on Facebook. Asking just open-ended questions to get that engagement. Starting your post with a question, because even more so now, they might even fully read your post and like it and not even like the picture anymore. I mean, that's how quickly people are scrolling through social media nowadays. I even do it. I find myself doing it. I'm like, oh, that's cute. And then I just keep going. Like, it's hard work for me to use my thumb and hit the like button. But it's true, right? That's just the way that it is. So we really want to ask questions. We want to get them engaged in talking back and forth so that we can take the conversation away from the post behind the scenes and continue to build that relationship. And you know what? Sometimes, like Jamie just got new puppies. Sometimes he's asking for advice about puppies. It doesn't even have to be about health and fitness, you guys. It can be about life things. Just the other day I went to bed. I was laying in bed at like 8:15. I'm like, it's not too early to be in bed yet, right? No, but that's relatable. It's real life stuff and it shows that I'm human and I have to go to sleep and get some sleep sometimes, right? Same for you, asking about the puppies, asking for advice, or do you take your puppies to training? And even if you don't take the advice and you already have a plan, it's still a way to start conversation and communication and show what's going on in your life as well, okay? So we want to make sure that we're asking questions. Again, we want to bring them into our story. So it's almost, your social media is almost like a blog, okay? It's sharing your journey. And if you do have a struggle, which you're going to, because we all do at some point, and sometimes they're more often than not, and then we get into a good swing. But when we do, share that. Share that, but also share the positive side of where you're going to go from here. You might not be where you want to be, but again, we're moving forward. Dawn had a great post sharing that about a week ago when she completed the 26th day of 80-day obsession. And I think it took you like 35 days to do the 26 days because life happened. But she didn't give up on herself. She was honest about it. She was real. She was human. And she said, you know what? I didn't get it done in the 26 days, but I showed up. I'm getting stronger. I feel good. And I completed phase 1. That's real, right? That's very relatable for a lot of people. So just helping to connect them, because then that gets engagement and conversation going, and them, giving you kudos and saying, great job, like I'm so proud of you, or thank you for sharing that, because now if I missed a workout, I don't feel so hard on myself, different things like that. And it opens that line of communication. And it shows that we're human, okay? Especially as you become a more advanced coach and you've been in the business longer, people start to put you up here and they forget that you're still a human. And they forget that you still want to have pizza and you still want to have ice cream once in a while, and that you have struggles too, or you're very, very tired because you just run yourself ragged. So just remember, it's okay to share that stuff. Social media is not supposed to be the highlight reel, okay? It's supposed to show our life and where we're at and where we're going, okay? So I think that's it for engagement. The next thing I wanted to share with you is tools. So some tools that I have found super helpful. I have a couple that I use. So I have a lighting ring, which I think I've shown you guys before. I'll take it off the photo really but it has 3 different settings of lighting on it. There, just make sure I didn't cover up my microphone. You can get, there's all kinds of those now. I mean, all different brands and stuff like that. So you can get that on Amazon. I do have 2, and I only use one when I work out in the basement and I do my Insta stories in the morning and I'm doing my workouts. I have, it's like the big canvas square and it's on a tripod, and that's my light, and it sits right next to my tripod for my phone, so that because our lighting in our basement isn't great and we don't have any windows on that side of our basement. So I use that to give myself some more light so that I am a very clear picture. It was $55 for 2 of those big lights. Now, you might not want, and I only use one, like I said, because I only need one. One's enough, and I just have the other one in its box. You may not want to get something that big or have that much space. There are other options out there. I know that a lot of coaches use a Diva ring, and it's, I think you can get them in like 14-inch or 19-inch. There's a couple different options. I'll be honest, those are a little bit more pricey. Those come with a tripod that will actually hold your phone for you. The reason I didn't go with that particular model is because I have this little thing that fits on my computer for my calls and on my phone if I'm doing a live or something like that, and it works perfectly. I wanted something that was going to give off more light for my workouts. So just do a little bit of research. Look on Amazon, read reviews, and check out different lighting options. You know what kind of lighting you have in your home and what you can work with, okay? So definitely look into lighting. I have 3 different tripods. This little guy is Arkon, A-R-K-O-N, and you can, this little guy will like hook to anything. The arms, you can totally like spin, like I've hooked it on a tree before. You can do whatever you want with these things so that they grab a hold of something, or it can just be a normal tripod that just stands. Sometimes the legs, once you spin them around, are a little goofy, but and then this will rotate up and down to hold your phone either way for you as well. If I remember correctly, this was like $20 or $25. It wasn't too bad. So this is a great option. This is what I use for all my lives when I'm sitting here in my office, when I'm talking to you girls, or if I'm doing something in the kitchen, I use this as well, okay? I also have, I don't have either of them up here. I have a selfie stick. I don't really use that very often. And then I have a really nice camera, and when I got my really nice camera, I had a nice tripod that went with it, like a tripod for a camera, and I bought like a $5 attachment that goes on the top of that to hold my phone. There are a lot of different tripod options out there, and actually my selfie stick is a tripod. I will say this though, the tripods that are like a selfie stick and really tall, the base of them for the tripod is actually smaller than this, or at least on the one that I have, so it's not very sturdy. It falls over very easily, and when you put 7+ on top of it, it doesn't take much weight-wise to knock it down or kind of get itself off center. So if you're going to get like a selfie stick style or something that's a little bit smaller for a tripod, I would just look at how big the base is, so you're not getting one with like these tiny little legs, you know, that aren't going to hold it up very well. But that's a great investment. And you guys, these are all business write-offs, but those are great investments for you to take better pictures, to take videos, to go live, and to talk with people, and to grow your business, okay, to grow your social media. And the last thing on tools I wanted to share was apps. So these are the apps that I personally use. I do have an iPhone. I know that some of these are available on Android because I used to have an Android. Not telling you you need to go get a new phone, but I will say this. I was Android for the longest time, and iPhone is just easier with this business. Everything streams a little bit better with iPhone. So these are the apps that I have. I have Aviary, which is Avairy. That is like my go-to for all editing, to lighten, to brighten, to the effects, you know, to put like a filter on it. That is one of my favorite apps of all time. I use it to crop. There's an option that you can make the entire picture black, and with your finger, you can erase the black and it puts the color back in that one spot. So like I've done me holding my Energize, which is bright yellow, right? And made the entire picture black and white. You zoom in and just use your finger to draw on it to bring the yellow back in the Energize, and then that pops. So it's just got a lot of really fun things, and it's free. Okay, so that is my favorite one. I use PixArt, which is PICSART. I use that one for my side-by-sides. For when you see that it looks like a side-by-side that has like a frame around it, I have another one that I use for side-by-sides, which is Split Pick, and that's SPLITPIC. That one I use like the post I made tonight, where you can actually fade the two pictures together so it looks like a transformation. You know, it doesn't have that hard line. It like fades the two pictures together. I use iMovie to edit videos when I do edit videos. On my Instagram stories, I don't edit my videos. I want them to be raw. I want them to be real. I want people to see me live time, if I am struggling, if I do lose my balance, whatever. I just swipe to the right to make the filter black and white on my videos so that they all are cohesive. Facetune. This is really good if you have a blemish, if you're having a bad week with Mother Nature around and you got a couple like I have right now. So that's just Facetune. It also will whiten and brighten your teeth, different things like that. So that one's kind of fun. And then Word Swag. Word Swag is only available on Apple devices as far as I understand. That one is perfect for putting words on your images. When we were talking about branding your own images and making your own quotes, that one is really good for that one, okay? So that was Word Swag. I think that's it for those. So then what's working right now? Instagram Stories is huge. And I know that we've talked about that, but Instagram Stories is huge for people just seeing what you do day in and day out in your everyday life and normal things, okay? So Instagram Stories, if you're not currently doing them, I recommend that you start checking them out. Look at different people's, so you can follow mine. Jatana Jackson has a really good Instagram story. She's very Barbie doll, so don't think, and she puts makeup on before she works out in the morning for her Instagram stories. Like, you don't feel like you have to be at that level. Like, you don't, me personally, I think she's adorable and I love watching her stories, but I don't put makeup on in the morning because I guess my niche is more, I'm a mom. Like, this is real life. I go down into my basement with no makeup on, sometimes a sleepy in my eyes still, and I push play and work out and take care of myself. And then my day goes about how it goes about. But, you know, you don't have to be perfect. It's another example of that relatability, you know, connecting with other moms that would really just be rolling out of bed and maybe not even putting workout clothes on yet. Maybe just wearing their painting shorts and a t-shirt to work out because that's what they have, but they want to get started, okay? So just being you and sharing that through that consistently. I personally like to do a couple still shots and then maybe a couple videos. I do 2 to 3 of my workout moves each day. And then I might do like a boomerang of me being done or something fun to show a little bit of personality. I am getting better about talking on my Insta stories. I think that that's really important so people hear your voice and they know who you are and they can get to know you better. But don't make it all videos and try not to make it all pictures either. Put some movement in there with a boomerang, maybe with your kids running and different things like that, just to kind of play and make it, you know, a little bit more versatile. Okay, so for Instagram, making an actual post on Instagram, you want to make sure that you're using 3 to 5. This is something new, okay? This is something that recently changed. 3 to 5 very specific hashtags to your picture. Okay, it used to be you just wanted to have something that related to what you share on your social media, and it could be 15 to 20. Now it's 3 to 5 and very specific, because if let's say, Dawn, you post a picture of you working out and you hashtag mom of girls or mom of 3, they can actually shadow ban you. Somebody could say, well, that's not somebody who follows that hashtag, because you know how you can follow those hashtags now. They could say, well, that's not relatable. That's not relative to this tag, and they can shadow ban you. So you want to use tags that are very specific to your niche and to your picture. Okay? And you guys, it might take a little bit of time, maybe 20 minutes or half an hour. Do a little bit of research with the tags that you use often and put them in groups. Put them in a notes section on your phone and be like, okay, if I post a fitness picture, these are the 4 to 5 or 3 to 5 tags that I'm going to use. If I post something about nutrition, these are my 3 to 5 tags that I use every time. So that way you're not trying to think of tags all the time. You can actually just go to your note section and copy and paste. Okay? But that'll make it a little bit easier. But just make sure that they're very specific. You don't want to put the hashtags in the comments. So that's something that they changed. We were supposed to put, I'm sorry, you don't want it in your initial caption. You do want it in your comments, okay? I'm sorry, that was a little bit confusing. So it used to be always you made it the first comment under your Instagram post. And then it changed and they wanted you to put it in the actual caption itself. They are now saying to do those 3 to 5 tags in the first comment below your caption. So you would write up your post, hit post, and then go to the comments and then make your first comment the tags, okay? So that will help you as well. Don't use hashtags on Facebook. Facebook will kill it because Facebook is not meant for hashtags and they do not like hashtags. So do not use hashtags on Facebook. And another thing that I just thought of, don't share from, like when you post something on Instagram, it gives you the option to share on different social medias. Like it says share to Facebook. Don't do that either. Take the 30 seconds to copy with your thumb the content and copy it and then go over to Facebook Live and post it live, because you will get so much more reach by just doing that. Facebook does not like when you share it from another platform, okay? Facebook also does not like you sharing content from another platform. So like if you share a YouTube link in your post, right in the post, they will kill it because they don't want their customers and their people going over to YouTube, okay? So if you have something that you want to share like that, say, I will drop it in the comments below. Then you can put the link in the comments below, but do not put it directly in the post, okay? Just a couple more, girls. We're almost done. So asking questions on Facebook, we kind of talked about that already, but to get that engagement, ask questions, and to do polls on Instagram stories. That's a lot of fun. You can play around with it. It lets you know who's connecting with you, and you can, so when you do a poll and somebody responds to you, you can see their name and you can then reach out to that person and say, hey girl, like I saw that you commented on my poll about whatever, that's awesome, or how did you do that, or what, like whatever, just start the conversation from the question that you asked, okay? So using polls, and then making sure that you're posting 1 to 2 times per day, and you're spacing them out. You don't want to post them on top of each other because then your posts will compete with one another and they'll kind of kill each other, okay? So you want to post, if you're going to do 2 posts a day, you want to space them out, like maybe 1 in the morning or like early afternoon, and then 1 in the evening, so that way you give a couple hours so that they're not going to compete with one another, okay? Cool. All right, girls, that's it. I am not going to take up any more of your time. I went a little over 30 minutes. I do apologize. I greatly appreciate you being on the call and making time. I know that we are all busy and have lots going on, but I do appreciate you, and I appreciate you being here. I will get the recording up. I hope that that helps. I hope that that will help you move your social media forward a little bit more. If you have any questions, just let me know in the group, and I will get them answered, okay? All right, good night.